Hi, this is Brittany Madison, and you're watching Dante's Boxing Nation.
Okay, now blow.
Okay, sorry.
Yeah.
Hi, I'm Brittany Madison, and you're watching Dante's Boxing Nation. Do it one more time. I'm looking at myself.
All right. Okay, and what about James DeGale, man? James DeGale looking real good. He's a gold medalist. He's the first UK fighter to win a gold medal and win a title, and he wants to fight against Gennady Golovkin. So far, Gennady Golovkin, he wasn't interested in fighting Andre Ward, and now they're saying they're not interested in fighting against James DeGale as well. What do you think about that situation? Do you think Golovkin should...
It's obvious. He already made it clear. He ain't gonna fight James DeGale, and it ain't got nothing to do with who James DeGale is. He said he wanna fight...
Canelo.
No, he didn't even say Canelo. He wanna fight the other guy from England. The one
Froch.
Yeah, he wanna fight Froch.
The inactive guy.
Whether he's inactive, I ain't got nothing to do with being even inactive. He wanna fight Froch because that's where the money is. I mean, if you got a guy that can bring in a gate of 10 million, you know, and a seat and fill an arena with 100,000 people in it, that's who you want to fight.
The reason why I say inactive is because they always use that as the reason why they say they don't like Andre Ward. They say because he's too inactive. And I'm just saying it's a double standard because Carl Froch is far more inactive.
Don't get me wrong, it doesn't matter. It's business.
It doesn't,
At the end of the day, it's a business. I mean, it's not about fighting Andre Ward. You're not going to make no money. You're not finna make the top dollar. You go over there and you fight Froch, you guaranteed $3 or $4 million.
Well, I mean, but that's good for his bank account. But when it comes to winning the Super Bowl and being the best,
at the end of the day, that's all that matters.
Not with Floyd Mayweather though.
At the end of the day, how much money did Floyd make?
But he fought the best though, right?
Yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong. But still, what I'm saying is this. At the end of the day, nobody wants to fight for belts. They don't give a damn about belts. At the end of the day, you want to go to the bank. You know, you got a family to take care of or whatever. That's what it's about. I mean, why worry about if I beat Andre Ward? We ain't in the same weight. What if I beat? So, and that's why.
But I'm saying but he's been calling out fighters at 168. I'm saying if he went up to 168. Ward was at 168. He wanted to go there.
Right.
So, I mean, it can't because Ward is moving away. This is what I'm saying, Jeff. Floyd Mayweather was considered pound for pound the best fighter in the world. Nobody was over him.
Right.
When it comes to Gennady Golovkin, you have a lot of fighters that people feel are better than him. You know, what's wrong with going after the money and going after being the best?
Because at the end of the day, this guy haven't seen the kind of money that he probably feel that he deserves. And if I can get a fight with a guy, whether he's inactive or not, I'd rather fight a guy that can fill up an arena with 100,000 people in it, and I make $3 or $4 million, as opposed to fighting a guy that's the same threat or even worse. $4 million makes no sense. So it's a business.
But he just fought Lemieux, and he would have made way more money fighting Ward than fighting Lemieux. And Monroe.
Okay.
Monroe can't fill up.
But what I'm saying is this. He's a middleweight. He's a middleweight, right?
Uh-huh.
That's what he's doing. He's campaigning at middleweight. So that's the reason why he didn't fight Ward. That's his reason. So you gotta accept it. I mean, because he could have easily said, come down to 60 if you really want to fight me. He could have done that. But everybody's pointing the finger at him for not going up to fight Ward. But it's two sides to the story. At the end of the day, like I said, it's a business. You know, I mean, if I'm going to fight Andre Ward and make $1 million, I'd rather go over there and fight Froch and make $4 or $5 million.
Okay, let's say this. What about after he fights Froch? Then what?
I mean, I'm not his coach. I mean, I'm not his manager.
I'm saying you saying it makes more sense for him to fight Carl Froch. And I like the Froch fight. Matter of fact, when they first started talking about it, I was hoping they made the fight.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I mean, then it's about his legacy.
That's what I'm...
And now, if he wants to be considered a great fighter, that's what he has to do. He has to fight, you know, a guy like Andre Ward, you know, and I ain't gonna say who else is out there because I don't really know who else is out there in that weight class. I mean, even fighting Canelo would be a great fight.
Oh yeah, no doubt about it.
You know, but the thing is that, you know, there's very few names in that division that people really even give a chance to beat him. And that's probably Andre Ward, who's not in the division. In the division, I don't think nobody really has a chance of beating him, or nobody thinks they have a chance of beating him. Not the fighter himself, but I'm talking about fans.
Yeah.
So, I mean, so you're talking about, that's why, you know, if you're 160 pounds and you go after Canelo, because that's the biggest fight out there. But Canelo has more power than you, so he forced you to drop, you know, to a catch weight. So I mean, so when I weigh my options, Ward's tough fight, no money there. Sounds great on paper, no money there. Carl Froch, I don't care about how long he been off. I don't care about that. It's a business. But I know I can walk away with $4 or $5 million. That's where I'm going.
I agree with you. When you, like, from a business perspective, you're right. It makes a lot of sense. And if my job was to keep him winning, would you say if your job was to keep Golovkin winning, you would keep him away from Andre Ward and try to build as much money, help him make as much money as he can? Is that what you're basically saying, right?
I mean, yeah, because the one thing is this. A loss to Ward, it takes the mystique away from you.
Yeah, of course.
So,
of course.
Why take a risk for little money rather than fight a guy that you really probably have a better chance of beating for a whole lot of money?
But Froch don't want to fight Golovkin either, though.
Well, I mean, don't get me wrong. I mean, like I said, I mean, eventually, at some point in time, I mean, if everybody's saying, you know, everybody throwing these different reasons why they're not going to fight him, eventually he probably will have to fight Ward. That'd probably be his last option. Then you have no choice.
Yeah. So if you had two options, you giving Golovkin advice, would you tell him it's more important just to get as much money as you can and not be considered the best, still have people consider you overrated, or is it better for him to not get all the money in the world and be considered the best fighter in the world, pound for pound?
Well, I mean, the thing is this. People are going to be judgmental either way. It don't matter. So at the end of the day, there's a whole lot of people out there that think Golovkin is the greatest thing since sliced ice cream. You know what I mean? There's a whole lot of people that think that he's already...
Or sliced cheese.
Whatever. Slice something. But anyway, there's a whole lot of people that already think that, so it don't matter. You know what I mean? It don't matter. So it don't like he has nothing to... He don't have nothing to like
prove,
to fear or justify or prove. I mean, he's a guy who came on the scene, you know, and I mean, and he's knocking everybody out, you know, and
can he knock out the elite though? That's what everybody want to know. We know he can knock out Monroe and Lemieux. Can he knock out the Andre Wards, the James DeGales, the Danny Jacobs?
But like I said, the thing is this: at some point in time, he's gonna fight them, you know, and that's like anybody else. I mean,
but he's 34, Jeff. 34. Look at who Floyd was fighting at like 21.
Yeah, but don't get me wrong. I mean, 34 is not old.
Well, yeah, I'm not saying it's old. I'm just saying, you know, it's a couple years away from 21. I'm just saying.
Oh yeah. I mean, don't get me wrong, it is. But at the end of the day, like I said, I mean, you know, me, if I was managing him, I would do exactly what they're doing. You know, hoping that it can happen. If it don't happen, you have no more other options. Then you have to fight.
Now, I do agree. Damn, get that for me, Remy. I do agree with you when it comes to that. Like I said, once again, if I was his promoter, And my job, I didn't break it, did I? If I was his promoter and my job was to keep him winning, I totally agree with you, Jeff. But if I wanted to show everyone that he's not a hype job and he's the best fighter in the world, I would say he running out of time. Let's go ahead, maybe put Ward.
But what I'm saying is this: you don't have to worry about running out of time, because the thing is this: it's gonna happen if the other options close. Those doors are closed. You have no other options. So that's what I'm saying. I'm saying maximize his earnings by what's out there, and if that can happen, let's do it. But if it can't happen, we have no other option.
Last resort, basically.
Yeah.
So fighting the most dangerous opponent should be the last resort.
Of course.
What do you think Floyd Mayweather would have did in Golovkin's situation at age 34? People saying that Andre Ward, or let's just say put Golovkin there. Floyd Mayweather is right next to his division. He's talking about moving up to that division. They're saying Golovkin is pound for pound the best fighter in the world. What does Floyd Mayweather do in that situation? And Golovkin is calling him out, and they're around the same weight.
Floyd would never fight him, because Floyd never gonna fight him.
No, I'm saying if they were around the same weight. I'm not just talking about today's.
Talking about hypothetically.
Hypothetically.
Okay.
Let's just put it this way. Hypothetically, Floyd is a junior welterweight. Golovkin is a welterweight. Floyd is already talking about moving up to welterweight. He already calling out fighters at welterweight. They're saying Golovkin is pound for pound the best fighter in the world. And
I mean, of course. I mean, if the fight was presented in that way, Floyd would take the fight. Of course, because, I mean, but at the end of the day,
does Floyd have more confidence?
Everything really would be hypothetical, because I never know nothing about him being no pound for pound nothing.
Golovkin?
Yeah. I mean, so everything.
But he wants to be. The fans want him to be, though.
I mean, but this number of fans pick it. It's the fans pick anyway, really. You know, at the end of the day, because I mean, you can never match every fighter against everybody, but
Floyd was universally recognized as pound for pound.
But you gotta be recognized as when you fought more world champions than anybody else. And I mean, like I said, so that makes sense. But what I'm saying is that when you're just fighting guys in your division, and you're dominating your division, I mean, of course you could be considered one of the top pound for pound fighters, but when you look at who you beat, it don't really mean nothing. But still, what I'm saying is that it's still a matter of the people who really choose the pound for pound rankings. They still will put him in there just because of the fact that he destroyed everybody that's been put in front of him.
Yeah, and like you said, at this point, it's really subjective. But if he were to go in there and beat Andre Ward, he would probably be universally recognized.
Don't get me wrong. I mean, that's true, but it's also the same for Andre Ward. Andre Ward has Golovkin out. I mean, Kovalev out there,
and he already signed a contract to fight him.
Okay, so now I mean, so that's a great fight right there. You know, that's a great fight, and that's the fight that should have been made and need to be made. You know, to really find out, you know, who
the real best is with no dispute.
Who should be the real pound for pound best fighter in the world, I think.